Hey everyone, JRO Lights here. Do you want to know where you can find the best deals for Zippos? Well, stick around. Let's talk about it. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. This is JRO Lights. This question pops up from time to time, and it's, hey JRO, where do you find Zippos? And that can be a very challenging question, because where I may find success in finding Zippos may not be the same for you. So in this video, we're going to go over some of the avenues of where collectors may find Zippos, from eBay, flea markets, garage sales, antique shops, from Facebook Marketplace, from other online avenues. So with that, we're going to start with Facebook Marketplace. I recently found a few Zippos on Facebook Marketplace, and it was a really great find for me. I don't see a lot pop up on Facebook Marketplace, but I'm thankful I saw these. The seller on Marketplace had a couple Zippos for sale. He had this Jackson, Mississippi. Y'all know I love my Mississippi Zippos. This is a 1972. It's been used. It still has a really great click to it. And he had this 1951 in a black stripe box. My first black stripe box I've had. This is a 1951. I know this lighter is 1950, 1951. It's a 5-barrel hinge. It is chrome plated, and it has that patent number 2032695. And it has not been lit. It can be cleaned up a little bit. It's also a nickel plated insert too. I know it's a nickel plated insert because magnet won't stick to it, just like any other insert is steel. So this is a steel insert. But I saw those Zippos and I reached out to him, and we met up Monday morning, and I had a remarkable conversation. This guy was fantastic. He was a former antiques dealer, and he was very knowledgeable in a lot of stuff, and gave a fair price on these Zippos. And one thing I always do whenever I'm speaking to anybody about Zippos is I always ask, do you have anything else? And lo and behold, he brought out this. He had a Barcroft. My second Barcroft I had has a still really great click to it. It has been used, but this can clean up very easily. The graphics are in great condition. We had a remarkable conversation. I gave him my card. I made a contact. And sometimes that's the best thing about when it comes to Facebook Marketplaces or anything like that. You make contacts. And so now this individual, he has a Zippo guy to go to, hopefully, when he comes across more Zippos. As far as how many, I've maybe bought a handful of things off Facebook Marketplace. Doesn't happen very often. I'm very cautious of how I buy because I don't want to get scammed. If I have any sort of spider sense when it comes to getting scammed, I back out. It's not worth it. I don't try it. So that's one place that I've had success recently is Facebook Marketplace. There are those places that I rarely have success at, and that's pawn shops and garage sales. I think out of the maybe 200 plus pawn shops I've ever been to, I've come out with like maybe 4 or 5 Zippos. Here are a couple of them. I think I got this for about $35. This Buffalo Head. That was a good deal in my opinion. This basic Zippo from Marlboro. Pawn shops are generally a hit or a miss. If you do find Zippos in pawn shops, they're pretty pricey. They base a lot of their pricing off eBay, and then they maybe add 15-20% on top of that. So it's very hard to find good pawn shop deals. Places I've had zero success at are garage sales. The reason being the area I'm in. I'm in the deep south. You may have more success at garage sales if you live in the Midwest, or if you live up north in that northeast Pennsylvania area. Yeah, you'll probably have pretty good success at garage sales. But these are places I really haven't had success at trying to find Zippos, is pawn shops and garage sales. Some of the best successful Zippo stories that I have come from antique shops. Antique shops are hit or miss. I can go to 15 shops and come out with nothing, or I might go into a few and come out with a lot. It's really a hit or miss just because you don't know who's loading up the shop, when they're loading it up. You don't know who's coming in after they load it up. So it's really luck of the draw at antique shops, kind of like flea markets. I really don't have success at flea markets just because I never go to flea markets because there's no flea markets in my area. But there are areas out there that have flea markets every weekend, and a lot of collectors do have success at flea markets. So here are just a handful of some of the Zippos I've gotten at antique shops. We have this 1951. I think this is one of the neatest Zippos that I've found in an antique shop. I have my first Canadian Zippo. I have this repainted. And a couple other neat finds. Someone had their name subscribed, read these vintage Zippos. Surprisingly, I find denim Zippos quite frequently. So those are always cool finds. Another one of my better antique finds. So always when you find a candy red stripe box. I think at antique shops, I also find the most non-lighter items as well in the wild. Like you have this Zippo pocket knife and money clip. I have found a few of these letter openers in antique shops. Wolf Industry Construction Company. I do love these letter openers. They are really cool. I love it also when they come in the box. It's a really slick looking box. Found a Zippo car in the wild. I think this was about 10 bucks. So I think in terms of volume, the best place that I've found is antique shops. But it is a grind. It's a lot of driving. I understand that. For me, that's where I find a lot of my Zippos. Yes, there's the obvious auction sites like eBay, Goodwill, HiBid. But you got to remember, there's going to be a lot of competition on those websites. So you may get good deals every once in a while. But most of the time, you're probably going to pay a lot for something just because there's a lot of competition. I also buy on other websites like Riley 66, Widowmakers, Lucas Lighters, and Zippo.com. One of the most rewarding places I've bought Zippos from is Facebook pages like Zippo Addicts. I've met so many amazing collectors on there, and it's been a rewarding experience. Not only do I find Zippos that build my collection, a lot of times you never know what you're going to get. And I never expect anything when I'm buying or trading. When you take care of people and you build great connections, you get a lot in return. And I'm ever so grateful for all my friends on Facebook. You know who you are. But just a couple examples, fine line engraving. We traded for Zippos, and they sent me some really cool JRO Lights logo displays. I had a friend who pressed my name. He knew I love flames, so he made me a custom. Here's a couple others, birthday gifts. This was a birthday gift. Here's a Christmas gift from a collector. He customized his own Christmas Zippos and sent them out last year. Got Zippos from trades, just extra Zippos I've received from trades. The Blaisdell Zippos, I just did a video about those. Check the link down below. This one is extremely special to me because it comes from a collector. When we were in Bradford, I didn't see a single Mississippi Zippo. And at the final day, he came up to me. He's like, hey, I found this. And he just handed it to me. And this is the town that I'm from. And one of my most cherished Zippos comes from my old neighbor who passed away, and his family knew I loved Zippos, and they knew that we were close, and I helped him out a lot during his final days, and they gave me his Zippo that was in his closet. So this is very special to me. And I say all this because when it comes to collecting, it's a community. I'm so thankful for all my subscribers, all my friends that I've met on Facebook through collecting. It means so much to me. And when it comes to my collection, the most meaningful Zippos come from other collectors. So I'm so thankful for them. And you also get what you give. I do my best to treat other collectors how I would like to be treated. And through that, it has been rewarding. And also, I hope that feeling is mutual for everyone that I've dealt with. So with that being said, what about you? Where are your most successful places to find Zippos at? Is it antique shops, flea markets, garage sales, eBay, or Facebook sites, Facebook Marketplace? Let me know in the comments. Once again, thank you all for your support. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. This is JRO Lights. We'll see you on the next one.